All right, see, so I just want you to practice how to multiply here, right? Richard? No, but no.
I was.
Last one.
Didn't see. Yes, not.
So I didn't know.
Come on this side.
But still,
Huh?
I think
I think so.
Let's-
That's us.
All right. So let's multiply it now. Say you're multiplying row by column. So you're multiplying 2 by -4. 2 by -4, that's -8, plus 1 by 2 is 2. That's okay? Row by column, finish with the row, next row, -3 by -4, 5 by 2. So your final answer is -620. That's okay? That's how we multiply, and we're going to use this now. Okay? Let's take a look at transformations. Anybody remember all the different types of transformations? First one is a translation. What's a translation? A slide, right? And next is a reflection. After reflection is what? A rotation and then an enlargement. So we have to learn, right? We have to learn all of them, right? I'm going to write refraction. Right? Rotation and enlargement. Each of these have their own transformation, have their own matrix. Translation is the first one we'll look over. Anybody remember what the translation matrix always looks like? It looks like a vector, right? X and Y. Okay? So the translation matrix always looks like this. X is if it moves left or right, and Y is if it moves up or down. That's okay? Right? So just as a quick example, let's say I gave you the point 21. Let's say I gave you the point 21 and 21 is translated. What does this mean? What does -42 mean? It moving forward to the left and two upwards. Right? So basically 21, for me to perform this translation, all I have to do is add 21 to -42. And you'll end up with -23. That's okay? So it's all in added. There's the only one that's a little bit different, right? We're going to focus now on reflection. So all these that I'm giving you now, you have to look at. Translation, you don't have to learn that, right? Online, if any question, just message, right? Right, so what I want to learn, right, is that what I wanted to learn that all of your transformation matrices, right, is or a very similar to identity matrix. Anybody remember the identity matrix? The identity matrix is 1, 0, 0, 1. So all of them are close to this. All right. So anybody remember what happens if I take a point 2, 1? If I take the point A, which is 2, 1, and I reflect that in the x-axis, what changes? The y will be negative. So A prime is 2 minus 1. Remember, mine is not drawn to scale. Let me bring it down. Right? 2 minus 1. So basically, your y, the x value stays the same, but your y value changes in sign. Everybody okay with that? So what is a matrix that will do that to me? Every matrix that you're going to learn is some variation of this. So my question to you is, what you all think? How do I change up this matrix to make sure that the y value is 0? And I want you to always remember this. Whenever you get your transformation matrix, you're multiplying the transformation matrix by the point. So let's say the point is 2, 1. I want to reflect 2, 1 in the x-axis. What's the answer? 2 minus 1. So, and you'll guess? Put a minus where? Here? Yeah, correct. Right? If you put a minus here, you would have gotten the matrix that'll give it that. Okay? So I'm just trying to help you remember it. Right? Instead of you having to go and learn all. If you remember a reflection in the x-axis, the x value stays the same and the y value changes sign, then this might help you. You might be able to figure this out. Okay? So write this down. This is the matrix for reflection in the x-axis. Right? Do me a favor when you finish. Multiply this. Multiply 2, 1. See what you get. Multiply 2, 1. See what you get. Ignore the graph. The graph is just to remind you how to do translations. You don't have to draw the graph, but if you know you don't remember your translation, you can trigger the graph. Who has that? Vishesh here. So draw the graph then. Multiply. Come away again. Very good. Come on. When you multiply. When you multiply this, what you all got? 1 by 2 is 2, plus 0 is 2. 0 plus minus 1 is minus. That's okay? Anybody confused? Anybody confused? All okay? So whenever you multiply the matrix by the object, again the image. This is the object, this is the image. That's okay? Write this down. Note that when we multiply, oh wait, before you write, this question is for some second, right? Anybody can answer. Can I put the point in front? Can I multiply 2, 1 by 1, 0, 0, 0, 1? because it wouldn't be conformable. That's okay? It must be the matrix by the object, right? So note that transformation matrix. Note that transformation matrix. Note that the transformation matrix multiplied transformation matrix multiplied by the object gives an image. Gives an image. Gives the image. All right. So that's a rule. Every single time you multiply these two, you're gonna get the image. That's okay. And note that number two. Note that number two. Anybody can answer again. Suppose I give you the image. Just suppose I give you the image, right? And I want you to get back the object. What you have to do? So we said matrix by the object given you the image. My question is, if I give you the image, how we getting back the object? The first one. Divide, okay, and what is called that? So what Vishy saying? He say just carry it underneath and divide. Right? So we call that the inverse. So if you find the inverse of this, and multiply it by this, you get this. That's okay? That's very similar to saying, well, we can divide it. Right? But you'll never learn division in matrices, right? No, you don't have to. So you have to learn inverse. All right? So these are the two things I wanted to note. How to get the image and how to get back the object. All right, next one, reflection in the y-axis. Next one, reflection in the y-axis. Pardon me, ma'am. One. Yeah, that's node dot two. This is node dot one, and this is node dot two. All right. So this is important when we're doing the past papers, right? You need to remember how to get the image matrix by the object. Remember, this is the object, this is the image. Everybody okay with that? Next one, number one is reflection in the X. Number two is reflection in the Y-axis. What does the matrix look like? Sebastian, what do you think? What do you think the matrix will look like? This is reflection in the X. When you reflect in the Y, what has changed? The X changes sign, right? So it now becomes what? Here was what? 2, 1. Now it is minus 2, 1. Okay? So the Y value changes sign. So what do you think the matrix will look like? Minus 1, 0, 0, 1. So the matrix is now minus 1, 0, 0, 1. I want somebody to guess this one. What happens if I want to reflect in the line y equal to x? So if I draw this line y equal to x, and I want to reflect it, what will happen? What happens? Get the name wrong. Navia. Navia, you remember what has happened? If I reflect A in the line y equal to x, what has happened? What has happened? X and y just change places. So instead of 2, 1, it becomes 1, 2. How do I achieve that here? How do I achieve that here? How do I make x, y, and y x? How do I make the x, y, and the y x? Multiply and flip it now. We want one matrix, I will do that there. Well, yeah, I just forcing you all to think, but in the end, you just have to learn this, right? So I don't want you to think this real hard. I just want you to think to help you remember some of them. Any ideas? How we could turn this matrix, how we could manipulate up this matrix to flip the x and y? Flip what? Flip the? Right. 0, 1, 1, 0. So KL said 0, 1, 1, 0. She said to do that. Let's see if it makes sense. Let's see if we take this. If I multiply by 2, 1, my answer is supposed to be what? 1, 1, 2, right? So let's see. 0 by 2 is 0. 1 by 1 is 1. 1 by 2 is 2. 0. Correct. Right? This is your line y equal to x. Everybody okay with that? Last one in reflection. Line y equal to minus x. Who wants to guess this one? Jamal, listen like man. Finish up. Tell them to think. The limit is right. These two for everyone. Right, these two rules down. Right? Then right now. I just want to see what I'm doing. But Jamal, go ahead, Jamal. Okay. Oh yeah. How what the transformation matrix in the line y equal? Yes. What's too late? What the left? Yeah. Put a minus sign in front of the one. Very good. Everybody okay with that? Yeah, a little level. Right? So question come like this. Take the point and no, they ask you to write transformation matrix or reflection from. You have to know. Right? Or they could ask it the other way around. They allow something to happen and you have to work out this. So that is reflection, transformation. I'll give you enlargement and then with rotation. Enlargement simple is just k is 0, 0, k. Right? K is the scale factor. So these kind of simple. The rotation kind of tricky. So reflection, enlargement, and I'm going to give it translation. Rotation now. Right? Copy down enlargement. So if the scale factor is 4, it becomes 4004. Huh? K scale factor. The mark on the right and so good. Yeah. That's what's up. When you mark the right in bar, it'll come up like that. And I'll stop the paper and cast it down there. Right, next heading, transformation. Sorry, what you said? No, sorry. Next heading is rotation. That's the last one.
This was all.
Huh? What? Scale factor. Scale factor. Right, these you have to learn. Yeah. Yeah. These you have to learn, right? Write them down, please. Rotation clockwise. Rotation clockwise, 0, 1, minus 1, 1. Rotation anti-clockwise. Yeah, learn that, right? Once you learn the first one, the rest is just shade it. Well, man, all you have to do is right clockwise 90 degrees and right me. That's all. All you have to do is right. I'm gonna show you something. I find it amazing, eh? Watch it. Head up rotation. Understand that? Underline it. And then right. What's this part here? What's the first one? That's right. Clockwise 90 degrees. And then write the matrix. Oh, it is anti-clockwise. And then anti-clockwise. Okay, that's all you have to do, bitch. You have 4 to write. Okay. We have to look. Yeah. Hey, by the way. Hey.
Yeah, well, I don't know myself to the plane. I don't myself.
All right. Next to 180 degrees and 270. There's no need to learn the next one, right? I'll ask you why another one. In fact, you don't need to learn the last one, right? Anybody can tell me why we don't need to learn the last one? Because clockwise 270 is the same as what? Anti-clockwise 90, right? So you don't have to learn it, but it's right. It's because just comes. Yes, calls. Online, are you okay, Sydney? Who else online? People online. And last one. As I said, the last two are the same as 90 degrees, right? So you don't really have to learn the last two. Right? So we're gonna see how we use this. So technically, how many we have to learn? Well, we have 3 here and we have how much here? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think each and all you have to learn, right? So you have to learn scale factor and thing as well. All right. So you have to know the matrices. In the recent years, I've seen where they're given it there, and you have to know what it represents. So for example, you might see 0 minus 1, 1, 0, and you have to know what it represents. Okay. All right. So we're going to the past papers now. Let's see if we can answer the past papers in this.
Hey.
Hold already. This is what the best thing about it. Huh? That's right. Okay, with a 5 minutes. All right. Oh wait, what is it? We'll get tomorrow, Sebastian. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. And tomorrow, I'll be 5K thing. Ready? All right, so let's take a look at some past papers here. Who not in the WhatsApp group? Everybody WhatsApp group, going in the group, right? That is not no come back. Did you have a chance? All right, let's start right here. You're seeing that? That's on page 160. Go to the handout, page 160, number 11. Page 160, that's Jan 2017, number 1, number 11. Right, look at that matrix there. Look at that matrix there. Look at the point. The point went from what? 2, 3 to 2 minus 3, right? Next P. What's the name again? That's now there now. What transformation is that? What transformation is that? Sure, 2, 3 and 2 minus 3. But I will say the same and I will change. In the x-axis. Now say that x value stay the same, but the y value change sign, right? So could you figure out C and D? Could you figure out C and D? C is what? C is 1 and minus 1. Everybody okay with that? Nobody else? You okay with that? So if you watch it closely, you can watch this, you can watch it and figure it out. Right? You can watch here and say, okay, it's a reflection in the x-axis. But suppose you don't remember, what else can we do? Suppose somehow or the other you forget to make this in. Or you was pretty nice before that this will come in the exam, but this out. What you can do? Alright, you can draw the point and put the graph in, but then it's level we make sure. So can we use this? Can we say, see if this makes sense? Can we write C0, 0D, multiplied by 2, 3? What will the answer be? If I multiply the transformation matrix by the point. No, tell me what the final answer is. Final answer is 2 minus 3. That make any sense? Anna? What's the name again? Yeah. Anna, Lisa, make any sense? Yes, Lisa. Anna, Lisa. Anna, Lisa. No? And Lisa. Does that make any sense? Transformation matrix by the object given in the image. Yeah? So how am I going to help you find C and D, Vishesh? No, so you're going to multiply it out. Just multiply it out. Multiply row by column. Right? When you multiply row by column, what's you getting? You're getting 2C, very good. What is that equal to? That's equal to this. So now you can say that C is 1. Right? Exactly what we have here. You see that? Yeah? Do it again. Multiply 0D by 2, 3. What you will get? You will get 3D is equal to minus 3 and D is how much? Minus 1. So if you don't remember this, you know how to work it out. Everybody clear it up? So the answer is 1, 0, 0 minus 1. Copy down, please. Copy down this method. Copy it down. Always remember, transformation matrix by the update given here. What year was this? Jan 2017? Jan 2020. Yeah, Right? Go ahead. Determine the image of -5, 4 under T. Work out part 2. Work out part 2. So they want you to find the, watch it here. They want you to find the image. They want you to find the image. They give you the object. What's the object, Dimitri? And part 2. What's the object? -5, 4. So the object is -5, 4, and the matrix we just found it. Go ahead, multiply it. Yeah, you use any bars diagram. Using the whole matrix, right? 1, 0, 0, -1. Using the whole matrix. Right? The good thing or bad thing about this is it don't always come. Might come in Jan, you might see it in June. It's very when it's come. I just feel all the going here. Both in Jan and June. Hurry up, multiply out part 2. So you know what the matrix is, right? You know what the matrix is? Multiply it out from a place. Tell me what you get. Tell me what you get when you multiply. Right, you always multiply the transformation. I'll just pick out. Right, if I go. Right, right, this is the object. This is the, right? And then multiply the matrix by this, you'll always get it. Multiply by. What's the answer? 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 Come on, again. Come on. I want to say it loud. Come on. -5, 4. Because that -4. Right? Let's watch it back again. Let's watch back the multiplication. So you're multiplying row by column. 1 by -5, that's -5. 0 by 4, that's 0. Row by column again. 0 -4. So my final answer is -5 -4. Okay? Go by column, go by column. Everybody okay with that? Part 3. Describe in your own words. Part 3. I don't know this one. Next is Jamal. Catherine, can you describe fully part 3? Yes, you can. We just said it a little while ago. Look at the matrix here. The matrix is 1, 0, 0, -1. Look back to your list. Look back to your list. Take a list back in the beginning. What is 1, 0, 0, -1? Is that? Reflection of the x-axis. So part 3 is a reflection in the x-axis. Part 4, let me ask somebody online because I feel they fall asleep. Pick a name here from an audience. Pick a name from online here. Put a pick from online. Who? Peter? Right, start it up. Describe the matrix, sorry. Describe the matrix that maps Q back to P, other way around. So we just did P to Q, and it was a reflection in the x-axis, right? How do you find how do you find the reverse? Find the inverse, right? Start it up, help me out now. Start it up. Miss Maloney. Why you waiting on her? How you do it again, Olia? Find the inverse. Find the inverse, please. Tell me what you recognize. Find the inverse, tell me what you recognize. I am find the inverse. Back at how to find the inverse. And then tell me what you recognize. Find the inverse, tell me what you recognize. Oh yeah, find the inverse. Then you will recognize something when you find the inverse. Online, all right. Online, Sajida not there. My message, Sajida mother.
There.
Huh?
She did.
Oh, she did. Oh,
Said something in chat.
oh, she just sent something. She sent, but she sent back the same thing. Right? Very good. Right, because think about it. If you reflect in the X and I want to get back the original, what to do? Just reflect in the X again, right? But then some of you are asking how to find the inverse. So I'm just going to do it over here. Some of you are asking how to do the inverse, like it's the first time I heard us in the line. Yeah, married? Right? So it's 1 over the determinant. What's the determinant here? What's the determinant of this matrix? -1. And then flip around A and B. So you get -1, 1, and change the signs of the zeros. When you multiply it out, you will get 1, 0, 0, -1. Which is the same as the original. That's okay? Sebastian? Catherine, no? Why? Come on. I see you shaking like Catherine. Why don't you understand? Do you remember how to find the inverse? 1 over, so you okay, -1, 1 and -1. And I flip or I switch places with the 1 and the -1. And I change the sign to the 0. Right? Remember 0 is 0, no matter, right? So I just change this, keep it as 0. Well, it's 0. So it'll just be 0. Alright. You're okay with that? So you'll recognize. Anyway, you still have to learn it. How long again we have? Real time man. Next one. Jan 2013. And then let's go to our recent here. Jan 2013. Do that, please.
So this is just method.
Huh?
Or is it just method? Okay. I don't know.
And have multiplied also. You get it from.
From this, it's interesting.
I just multiply and make it equal.
What is? Huh?
At the answer, at the image.
Oh.
This is,
The same thing, this.
you got the open. Yes, by Nick, if you mean, voice is really the same thing. You doing this one? I know you got understand that so. That's not right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, book it out.
So we can go for small.
Oh yeah. They gave you a matrix. What matrix is that?
Yes, also. Four. That's straight line, right? Someone who now, she said.
You should.
Yes, you all know it.
But normally.
Right, Paul, I seen a little mistake here. I saw somebody else do it as well. What they gave here? They gave it J, right? J is the what? J is the transformation matrix. So remember, it's always transformation matrix by the object given you the image. That's okay? So they gave you the transformation matrix and then the image of P under G is 5, 4. So what is 5, 4? Is 5, 4 the object or the image? Image. So your question should have looked like this. 0 minus 1, 1, 0. We do not know the object. Let's call the object xy. And the image is what? 5, 4. All right, so you'll make a little mistake there. The question gave you the image and the way you find the object. Okay? When we go some place and work it out.
Yeah, it's still. I guess. I don't feel like this should be.
Very short. Where is it? Right, multiply it and find x. Multiply it, find x. And what? Oh yeah, multiply. No, x, y, multiply it outside. No, you try it, you can't see. So you have to multiply the left side. Help me multiply the left side there, please. Help me multiply the left side. What you'll get?
So you'll get my, so.
You'll get no 0 by x. 0 by x is 0. Minus 1 by y is minus y. What are equal to? Equal to 5. So it means that y is minus 5.
So I still get it for.
Same thing underneath. X is equal to 4. So the answer is 4 minus 5. Right? I think some of you are confused. I just want to go over that. Right? Whenever you're not sure, let me know earlier, but I could tell and I could smell it. Watch this here. Right. Here's what we know. Just take a look here for a minute, right? There's a rule I gave you. Translation matrix by the object is equal to the image. Everybody okay with that? What's the translation matrix here again? 0 minus 1, 1, 0. In this question, they did not give me the object. Object is P. I have to find that. So I'm going to call it XY. That's okay? But they told me what the image is. The image is what? 5, 4. So my objective is to find XY. You have two options. If you want to find the inverse and then multiply it by this, that will work as well. Right? If you want, you could find the inverse of this and multiply it. But I don't want you to do that because watch how easy it is. Once you set it up like this, and you remember how to multiply it easy, right? How do we multiply? Row by column. 0 by x's minus 1 by y's. And that first value is equal to 5. Everybody okay with that? Yeah? So that means that y is equal to minus 5 because minus y is 5, so y is minus 5. Everybody okay with that? I'm going to do it again, right? 1 by x is x, 0 by y is 0. That is equal to second value 4. So x is 4. What does that mean? Oh. So it means that the point is 4 minus 5. Can you just do what you want? Everybody okay with that? Everybody okay with that? Somebody? Everybody okay with this, right? And I want you to learn this, right? Learn, note that 1 and note that 2. Let's go, you. All right. I'm going to this one.
So.
Right, copy it down. Let's go again, let's finish up. Let us finish it up. Let's see what Catherine will come up with for the rest. What are you doing again, Jan 13? Huh? Yeah, you wanna write on the iPad or? Oh yeah, last two parts are we done? Last two parts. Last two parts are we done? But it is that on that copy. Right. Oh yeah. Right, so we just waiting on I am channel icon.
Yes, I will.
One line, can I answer please? Well, multiply them. That's the multiplication, and you must go in their order. Question said what? Which one first? H and then G.
What's the answer?
The last one.
Last two.
What's the phone?
C part one is 3003. C part one. C part one is 3003 because the scale factor is how much? Scale factor is 3. And then you want to multiply by H followed by G. So part 2, you're multiplying 3003 by 5 minus 7. Oh yeah. Some of you all getting problems with the multiplication, huh? That's next week, yeah? Huh? No, that's it. H and then G, that's it. Then again to go home, no? One more to
I
go.
know here.
It's always that now. Right, I got 15 minus 21. Anybody got that? Yeah? And then after you do that, multiply again. What you multiplying by again? Multiplying G, right? So you're multiplying 0 minus 1, 1, 0 by 15 minus 21. So you wouldn't get those values. So when you multiply, I got 2115. That's my final answer. Y'all follow what to do? Annalie? I try it. I know it's not Annalie, so I know that. Annalise. Yeah? Write it down, boy. All right, so next week we'll do a little small steps on matrices, then we move on. I think we have one more thing to do, fractals. And we have vectors. Vectors. Okay, but once you all remember this on the board here, besides the matrices, once you all remember this, and it can multiply, you'll be okay. All right, online, very good. No answer.